You're listening to Inside of You with Michael Rosenbaum. Thanks for joining me. Thank you, Ryan, for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, always good to see you, Ryan. Brightens my day. Hey, thanks for supporting the podcast. And it's getting to the holidays, man. I'm already seeing those Christmas commercials on, and I'm like, come on, man. It's early November, dude.
It's a trip when you see the Santa stuff like next to the Halloween candy.
Yeah,
it's like
I'm not ready.
So come on, CVS.
Come on, man. Anyway, listen, thanks for listening. And if you're here for Brian Austin Green and you don't know who I am, which is very likely or possible, if you enjoy it, all I ask is please support the podcast and subscribe and take a look into some other episodes we've done. I think you'll really dig it. We've got some great guests coming up. So if you like Brian Austin Green, do me a favor. And the Inside of You online store has tons of merch if you want Smallville stuff and tumblers and Inside of You stuff. You can go to my Instagram at the Michael Rosenbaum, and there's a link tree there with cons that are coming up. The Smallville Cruise, cruiseville.com if you want to get on that. I'm throwing a pajama party.
Nice.
So you want to get in on that. Go to cruiseville.com, sign up for my pajama karaoke night with Lex Luthor. It's going to be fun. Trust me, I throw a party. A lot of great people coming to that. And what else can I say? That's really about it. I mean, a lot of good stuff coming on. But, I think we should let's just get into it. Let's just, I want to thank the patrons. Patron, if you want to join Patreon, patreon.com/inside of you. You're the reason why this show exists. It keeps going because of you. And we could use all the support we can get. So if you want to help out, please go to patreon.com/inside of you. And let's get in. I love talking to this guy. I really didn't know him well. I met him at a Smallville con and love him. I think he's such a sweet man. Sweet man. Let's get inside of Brian Austin Green.
It's my point of view. You're listening to Inside of You with Michael Rosenbaum. Inside of You with Michael Rosenbaum was not recorded in front of a live studio audience.
Ooh, they called me Ryan. Dude, I love when Starbucks people rename me.
He's Ryan.
Well, they always call me Brian at Starbucks.
There you go.
So
with a Y or an I.
We're fighting the same battle.
Are you an I or a Y?
Y.
I know.
Bastard.
You're an I.
Fucking wise.
Dude, you've been doing this for so long. And you're not that old. You're probably younger than me.
Well, no.
I'm 53.
I'm 52.
Yeah, so you're younger.
Sure.
I mean, you've been through it all, haven't you?
I have been through it all.
Do you think that you have, when someone says you've been through it, you've been through the ups, the downs, and all arounds?
I think in life I have been. Like, my career's insane. SAG, the business, it's changed so much over the last 40 years.
Yeah. Or 4 years.
Or 4 years. I know. Dude, now we have this AI star I was reading about in Variety. Like,
they're trying to buy this AI star.
Yeah.
We're competing with AI stars.
I refuse.
Well, you don't have to refuse.
I will be detailing cars out front of your house if it comes down to it.
At least you know it's your work.
It's true.
Yeah. Are you afraid of it?
No, so I'm not. I've talked to people about AI before, and the thing that I know guaranteed with AI is that it learns. So it has to have learned from things that have already existed. It doesn't think ahead of that. So it can recreate a performance that Christopher Walken gave in something,
right?
But it can't create what his next performance would be.
It can only guess.
Right. And then otherwise it just learns what it's been fed.
Right.
So
that's just now. I mean, look how advanced we are in the last few years. People are talking AI. I'm like, you can't tell the difference a lot of times.
Right.
I'm not so worried about it.
I'm not worried for. I think our jobs will be the last ones to go. I think all the blue collar jobs, assembly jobs, like like the real hands-on workers,
Right.
that will be replaced
Yeah, that's
eventually. I think unfortunately that'll be the first to go.
You grew up in LA.
I grew up right down the street. I grew up in North Hollywood. My parents are still in the same house.
Parents are still with us.
They're still in the same house that I was born and raised in.
It must be worth a shitload now.
It's done pretty well. They bought it for
$35,000.
$35,000 in 1972.
And it's probably worth 3.5.
No, not quite, but it's pretty close to
Wow.
2 at this point. It's in Valley Village, so it's like a half a block away from the small side of the park.
Does it look like the same house?
No, my mom is.
They've updated.
That's kind of her thing. Like
They like to update stuff.
Yeah, she stopped working a long time ago, especially once I started working because she was my business manager. She took care of everything.
Well, they always say don't ever have your family member be manage your money.
They do, but my parents were great. My mom was fantastic. She saved my money really well. She invested it really well. And then at the point when 90210 was coming to an end, I was like, I kind of need like professional people now to do this. Like,
Yeah.
I can't,
Was she hurt?
She was hurt. My dad was hurt. I think though, beyond all of it, they were worried. They were just worried that I was going to hire some knucklehead that was going to take everything.
Did you?
No, I didn't. I still have the same manager.
Yeah, I've had the same business manager for 25 years and I hear horror stories, but I remind him of those horror stories every year. I'm like, I'm glad you're
for Christmas.
I kind of do the Jedi mind trick. I'm like, I'm glad you're such an honest,
totally
great
I'm
guy.
glad I never
unlike
have to
Billy
worry about
Joel's
my money.
brother-in-law and like all these horror stories you say. Like,
Right.
Did you have a pretty good normal childhood? I mean, as normal as you could have being, growing up in Hollywood, California?
I did. My dad's a drummer. So I was going to all like performing arts schools for music. I had nobody in my family that was in the business at all.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was great. So it was very like, I just had no sense of it at all. It was a very normal childhood. I grew up skateboarding everywhere, riding the bus to school. We were a very middle-class family, but my dad gave his money away like we were lower class. So everything was like, yeah, it was like, okay, we've got it, but here's $2.50 and you have to explain to me how this $2.50 is going to better your future. I was like, it's $2.50. Like, I just want a cookie and some stuff.
So you learned the value of money.
I learned.
Well, did you?
No, I learned the scary side of having money, of like being afraid to spend it in any way.
Frugal.
So it like frugal to the 10th power. Like it was
past that's cheap.
Exactly.
So cheap.
Yeah. My dad, love him to death.
But he's a cheap individual.
He was a cheap. He still is. He's a cheap individual, except for
I think my dad's
things
like that too.
that he loves. If it's like golf or like drums, he'll buy the best, coolest stuff. Everything else is like, Costco's got t-shirts that they're selling for, the gas there's great.
I bet he wears really uncomfortable underwear.
I think he has the same underwear from 1972 when he bought the house.
Same stains, probably.
Same fit.
Because they're not buying good Clorox bleach.
My dad still has clothes that I've seen him in for years. And he's at that point where he's like, no, it's really comfortable. Like it really fits me well. I really like it. And so he just sticks with it compared to like seasonally, you change and you grow,
Yeah.
And then you'll have some of those pieces in your closet that are good that you hang on to because they remind you of amazing things. He just keeps all of it.
Don't you feel like we're kind of becoming our parents in ways?
No.
Because I like wearing sweats and a sweatshirt, man.
That's fine.
You're t-shirt and sweats.
I am. I'm a t-shirt guy.
Will that change in 5 years?
No. I'll always be a t-shirt and sweats guy.
Yes.
But the t-shirt and sweats will change. I'll get a new t-shirt and new sweats.
Oh, yes. I see what you're saying. Yes, I'm like that too. I won't wear the same thing every day. I have like 6 pairs of these UCLA sweats.
So I think that's what separates someone that just ages and then someone that is aging just kind of along with society is like, I'm always very aware of the new stuff, the new technology, the new things. And so I always try and follow it. The new fit, new cut of things, the new
right. Because sweats are a different look now. They used to be really baggy and open and kind of.
I had tons of like the bell bottom pants. Like I remember I used to cut like at the seam so they open and they would cover over shoes. And now it's all about like show your shoes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait, so I have to care about my shoes?
Yeah.
So now it's just I'm constantly learning and evolving.
The sweatpants that I think originated, it seems like in Asia. Like the sweatpants that are kind of tapered and tight, they kind of like
that are like the Bruce Lee's.
Yeah. That's what it reminds me of. And I think so. That's not racist or anything, but that's I think it was influenced. But I'm starting to do that a little bit with my sweats. So I was influenced.
Yeah. I don't think being influenced is racist at all. No.
No. I just wanted to preface in case anybody wanted to dig in there.
I've been influenced by a ton of people.
Who influences you? Dr. Dre?
Good. No. Well, sure. In music.
Right.
But I think I'm the most influenced by people that are good human beings. Like I was lucky enough to meet Bono one time. I've met Tom Hanks before. There are those people that you meet and you go, okay, it's possible to be as famous as they are.
Yeah.
And still be a good person.
It's a lot easier to be kind.
It's way easier to be kind. I say that to people all the time.
Yeah.
It takes and I hate the word. I'm not a fan of the word nice. I don't want to say hate because I hate the word hate.
Right.
But I'm not a fan of the word nice because I feel like nice can be that's a mask that that's a facade.
Right. Nice could be just a moment
if you're going to go around people, be nice at this event because they're
kind is innate.
Kind is like I wake up in the morning and I think about everything I can do that's kind to everyone around me and just to myself. And it is an all around way of thinking and acting and feeling. So
do you get that from your parents?
My parents made me very aware of how I was perceived. They were like, morally, they were great, but I remember later on in life, I really had to work on not being such a people pleaser.
Yeah, I've dealt with that my whole life.
Because it's hard. I would go and my first response then would be like, oh my God, what did they think of me? But was I nice to them? And I was just.
They do a good job.
And I would completely put my, I was totally inconvenienced, but it didn't matter because so-and-so really liked me. And so they want to bring me back and, and I'll do this job for no money because then hopefully it'll lead to money on the next job. So I put myself well below second. I was like probably seventh in the lineup of importance.
Yeah. And once you get in that routine of giving in, you start doing it and you're like, I'm doing, and then you get upset with yourself because it's like, I'm doing another free thing or I'm doing another helping someone or I'm doing this. And that's not about being kind. That's also about compartmentalizing. That's about differentiating what's important and what's not. And also we're all, what's the word? Like to be relevant, and it's not like relevance is that important, but in this industry, if you start doing this and this and this and this, that's what he does.
Right.
You're kind of labeled.
Yeah.
It's a little different with stuff today where you can do TV, movies and all this stuff and not worry about it. And you could be a host and you could do, and people are like, it's more of a commodity.
Right.
He's got a big following. People like him. He's good. It's not as bad, but you have to sort of I just got a email from someone that goes, hey, I know I haven't talked to you in 15 years, but
can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Was it one of those?
They wanted something from me and I just didn't respond because it's like I thought to myself, I sat there, I took the time and go, am I being mean by not responding? No, I don't know this person. I just met this person once and they're contacting me 15 years later for something. I don't even want to engage in a conversation. It's not worth my time right now.
Right.
So I just don't do that. So does that make me an unkind person or does that make me just,
I think it's,
what if you're both like, you're an asshole?
No, I think you're learning.
You're not going to email the guy back?
I think it's that you're changing these habits.
I'm aware of it.
You're aware of it.
Yeah.
So it's, the pendulum tends to, when anything happens, when Me Too first started, the pendulum swings from one extreme to the other.
Right.
And then eventually it kind of settles into a middle ground.
Right.
I just now feel like I'm finally getting into a middle ground where I feel okay saying to people that contact me and they're like, you know, wanting to borrow money or and being able to say to them, listen, I made a choice in my life of I'm not going to lend money to anyone anymore.
Yeah.
Nothing against you. I love you. I'll help you in any other way that I can. You know me.
This doesn't work for either of us.
This is not something I do anymore. And it's very cut and dry. And I cut it at that. So then that person doesn't come back to me. They know what my policy is. They know whether I'm an open door that way or not. And then they can kind of work their own life around that. That's not me being unkind to somebody. It's not
protecting yourself.
Yeah. It's not like I used to get stuck in this trap of I was so worried that I wasn't being considerate, that I wasn't really thinking of other people enough, that I would think of them way more than I would think of myself.
Yeah.
And then I would end up kicking myself after I would loan somebody money and then realize like they're not going to pay me back.
And it's ruined your friendship with them.
It's ruined my friendship. Plus it's ruined my head because then I start beating myself up. Like, why did I do, like, I could have used that.
You feel like you're an idiot. You feel stupid. You know, one of my friends had one of his friends come up to him and ask him for money. Mm-hmm. And he just said, I will give you this money, but this will change our friendship because you're always going to look at me like, oh, he gave me money. It feels like I owe him. This.
Right.
And, I'm going to be thinking, I lend him this money. I gave him this money. It changes the dynamic when money gets involved. And that happens with family and friends.
Yeah.
So I've had to finally, it took me long enough to just say, I'm not giving anybody
It changes
money,
the dynamic morally.
You're creating something that doesn't have to happen. Like I'm very good at like choosing my charities and people who want to help themselves and give them a chance. I feel good when it's with certain charities like Food on Foot for homeless people, helping them get jobs and helping them get a home and live a better life and their desire to want a better life and all these different things. That's different. I'm like happy. I don't want anything in return.
Yeah, I want to enable as many people as I can to have a better life.
Right.
With these incredible opportunities that I've been given and this insane platform that I still don't understand how I have it or why, but my God, I can do a lot with it.
Yeah, isn't that something?
But it's that difference between teaching someone how to fish and then just giving them fish when they need it. It's I'll teach them all day long. I'll teach anybody all day long. I enjoy doing it.
Yeah.
I love it. Like, I think it's something I can offer.
Sure. No, absolutely.
Aside from like, oh, he was really funny on that thing.
Yeah.
That was such a good scene. And I felt so, that is like, that's such a fleeting moment.
What do you remember the moment in your life where you couldn't even walk on the streets? Did you ever get to that level where it's like people were noticing you so much that it became like, holy shit, this is something I dreamed about or didn't ever expect, but like, it happened. Do you remember that moment?
Honestly, 90210 was that. I mean, I started acting. I joined SAG when I was 9.
How did that happen? Did your mom have an idea or
No. So I was going to these music academies, like I was telling you about. And one of the schools that I went to was on the USC campus. And so student directors from USC used to come to our campus to pick kids for their kind of like these graduate projects that they were doing. So I did like 3 or 4 of those and I was like, oh, this is really cool. It was just like, it only took a weekend, but it was really fun. It was something completely new I'd never experienced. And a kid that I rode the bus with to school had an agent and was doing commercials and things like that. And he always had toys. He always had like all the newest handheld games and stuff. And I was like, what are you, rich? Like, how do you have all of this stuff? He's like, oh no, I do commercials. And then my parents let me keep, a certain amount of the money that I make. And I was like, that's awesome. Because again, I had a dad who was very frugal.
Right.
So it was like, okay, if I wanted a toy, I had to tell him, how it was going to better my future, how I was going to use it. It was a whole.
I need Skeletor.
Right.
I need the castle because it's going to show me.
It's going to show me what I don't want in life.
Yeah.
I remember very specifically, there was a puppet of Animal, the drummer from the Muppets.
Oh, yeah, bro.
And I wanted that. And my dad was like, let's hear it. Like, how is this going to be? And I had to come up with the whole story, and it wasn't a good one. I ended up getting the puppet, but like I had to beg for it for weeks.
All right. So you kept going to this music camp.
So I was going to the music school. I ended up meeting, I went home and I told my parents, I was like, hey, I think I want to act. And they were like, okay, well, you wanted to play the ukulele yesterday. Like, if in 6 months you still want to do this, then we'll talk about it. And 6 months later, I still wanted to do it. I was doing, I'd done a little bit of like theater at school. I was really having fun doing it. So I went and I met with his agent, the kid that I rode the bus with, and they ended up signing me for commercial and theatrical. And
Wow.
I didn't book anything for a year. Nothing. Like I would go 3 auditions a day. The business was so different back then. Like now it's all self-tape and everybody's doing it. This was,
you were going all around town,
had to drive
Burbank,
around
Hollywood,
town.
Beverly Hills.
And my mom was doing it. So she would have to pick me up from school, USC campus. I was living in North Hollywood. So she would drive all the way downtown, pick me up at 2:00, drive me to 3 different auditions. I'd book nothing. And
was she ever like, have you thought about maybe stopping?
Never.
And you never thought of stopping either.
I didn't, the word no didn't affect me I didn't feel like I was not booking something or missing out on something. I felt like, oh, this is something extra that I want to do.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to keep going to these things until all of a sudden I get to do one of these. And I booked a commercial for, it was a bank commercial, and I had some crazy light bulb moment and understood like, oh, this is what they want. They're actually hiring people. Like I was on set and I was working and I realized like, oh, they're paying me to do these specific things that they need. And as soon as I had that light bulb moment, everything changed and I booked everything that I went in for. I did over 75 commercials when I was a kid.
Wow.
What
was the biggest commercial?
Oh my God. I did Corn Pops and Cocoa Krispies and Nintendo. I did all sorts
Making money as a kid.
And they were all national commercials.
So your mom was handling your money.
By the time 90210 started and they picked us up for the first half of the first season, I bought my first house with money just from the commercials and stuff that I'd done. Everybody else was living in apartments and condos, and they were all older than me. I was the youngest one on the show, and I owned a home in Burbank.
You never would have thought looking at the
bought
show
it when I was
that
17.
was the one who's got the money right now.
Right. That's the one that's doing
that
so
kid,
well.
David Silver, has all the money.
Totally. The kid with all the buttons on his hat.
That is incredible.
Lawn furniture as a shirt.
Inside of You is brought to you by Prolon. There are so many diet programs and do this and take this injection. I don't want to inject anything. Now, we've all set health goals, right? Lose weight, exercise more, eat better. But without a plan, they often fade. That's where Prolon comes in. Its 5-day fasting mimicking diet gives you a science-backed, structured approach to stay on track and see real results. Prolon offers an injection-free way to lose weight and burn fat while protecting lean muscle and maintain results. In just 5 days, it can help activate fasting pathways to support metabolic health and rejuvenate cells, all while letting you enjoy real food.
Prolon is a plant-based nutrition program featuring soups, snacks, and beverages designed to help nourish the body while keeping it in a fasting state.
Prolon Next Gen incorporates a subtly updated meal plan and formulations while maintaining the same science-backed core technology as the original Prolon 5-day program.
With Prolon Next Gen, you get everything you need pre-packaged and ready to go. Each order of Prolon's 5-day program comes with 5 boxes labeled by day, so you know what to eat each day.
Prolon is one of the first and only patented nutrition program to support longevity through cellular rejuvenation.
Everybody knows fasting can have health benefits, but they also know fasting can be challenging, but not with Prolon.
Prolon can help change your relationship with food in just 5 days. For a limited time, Prolon is offering listeners 25% off site-wide plus a $40 bonus gift when you subscribe to their 5-day program. Just visit prolonlife.com/inside. That's prolonlife.com/inside to claim your 25% discount and your bonus gift. prolonlife.com/inside. These statements and products have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or condition. Inside of You is brought to you by Rocket Money. I love when I'm talking about something that's actually saving people money. You know what I mean, Ryan?
Mm-hmm.
It saved you money. It saved me money. Millions of people across the world. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. I mean, how many times have we wanted to watch a new show on a streamer and we had to subscribe and it was a trial and then all of a sudden you owe $1,000 at the end of the year? Get out of here. Not anymore with Rocket Money.
Rocket Money shows you all your expenses in one place, including subscriptions you forgot about. If you see a subscription you no longer want, Rocket Money will help you cancel it.
Their dashboard lays out your total financial picture, including bill due dates and paydays in a way that's easy to digest. You can even automatically create custom budgets based on your past spending.
If you've got a goal you'd like to save for, Rocket Money can analyze your accounts to find the best time each month to put extra money aside.
Rocket Money will even try to negotiate lower bills for you. The app automatically scans your bills to find opportunities to save and then goes to work to get you better deals. And they'll even talk to customer service so you don't have to do it.
Get alerts if your bills increase in price, if there's unusual activity in your accounts, if you're close to going over budget, and even when you're doing a good job.
Rocket Money has saved over $2.5 billion, including over $880 million in canceled subscriptions alone. Their 10 million members save up to $740 a year when they use all of the app's premium features. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/inside today. That's rocketmoney.com/inside. rocketmoney.com/inside. How many auditions for Beverly Hills 90210?
2.
2.
Not a lot.
Were you confident with both of them?
That was a time were you working in the late 80s, early 90s?
I came here in like 97.
Okay. So it was the business was,
but it's about the energy when you're in the room with people.
It is, but it's also about what the business asks of you. Like at that point in my career, the job was you go and you do commercials and you guest on as many things as you can. And then when it's pilot season, you book a pilot.
Right.
And you do that pilot and then you book a bunch of other stuff. And, 9 times out of 10 pilots didn't get picked up. Like it was, I did tons of pilots.
But they were like, this one's Aaron Spelling. This is a big one.
But he hadn't had a hit on TV in years.
Right.
90210 he was going to hang it up if 90210 didn't do well. He was going to like bow out gracefully from the business and not do it.
Did he ever tell you that?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Wow.
So he, this kid, Darren Starr, had this script, this concept, and it was like, it's a nighttime soap, but for kids. It's about school. It's about life. It's about all of that. And it's all going to be told from their perspective. We're going to set the show in Beverly Hills because nobody knows anything about it. It's this like oddly famous city that nobody knows about because the internet didn't exist. There was no way of, unless you traveled and you were there was no way of really knowing anything about it. And the first 13 episodes, nobody watched. It's just,
you thought this is done.
It was oh, absolutely. Plus we were on Fox. We were on this network that literally had like 3 other shows.
Right.
It was like
Married with Children.
It had Married with Children, 21 Jump Street, the Tracy Ullman Show,
which was great.
She's
brilliant.
It had all of these really great shows, but it was just this small little like rinky dink. They had like a building. It wasn't.
Wow.
It wasn't the Fox that
it wasn't
now.
On Pico.
When I auditioned for 90210, I didn't go to Fox. I went to Aaron Spelling's office.
Wow.
For everything. I was never once on the Fox.
So you get this, you're thinking, I'll just do this pilot. It goes 13 episodes. The ratings are bad. I'm on to something else. I'm going to get something else.
Yeah.
And then what changed?
Fox didn't have any other programming.
So they just kept it.
They were like, we've already got this 13 episodes of it. It's an hour thing. We have nothing else to put in its place if we pull it. So we'll just pay for the rest of the season. I can't imagine the show was expensive at that point. I mean, it was so
school, diner.
They were just like kind of throwing ideas at the wall and seeing what stuck,
Right.
and what worked.
But did you enjoy it?
Had a great time. Because I hadn't, I'd known Shannen forever, but we had never worked together. Working at the school was super fun. It was a really cool cast. We were all young. So it was like summer camp every single day. There weren't any real adults in any of the stuff. We were all just kids.
Who had the biggest attitude coming in? Well, you don't have to say.
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly.
So did you feel like someone was a little bit too cool for school?
No, I didn't, because it was all
everybody was probably nervous.
And for the most part, it was people that hadn't, like, they didn't have massive resumes leading up to, like, I'd been in the business for a long time. I would probably say me. I probably had
the biggest ego.
I had the biggest ego.
Guys, I'm doing national commercials and I'm doing all this stuff.
God, looking back on it, what an asshole I was.
I was on Knott's Landing, God damn it. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was, Shannen and I had the most work under our belts. We were the ones that had these like quotes, these working quotes and all of that. But it was super fun. And then all of a sudden the summer episodes, they came up with this brilliant idea of doing these summer episodes. So when all the other shows went into reruns, we had new original shows. So when kids were out of school, they had something to watch that was brand new.
And everything changed?
Everything changed within like a week and a half, 2 weeks.
Wait, so you went from
nobody
Oblivion
watching
to boom.
Massive. Yeah.
And do you remember the first time you were like, something's different?
I was at a gas station. And
what gas station?
The Chevron, right down at the corner of Magnolia and Laurel Canyon.
I know that Chevron.
Yeah. I was in there and I had just finished putting gas in my car and I was walking out to it and there was a car full of kids. There was one parent, but then like 3 girls and all of them were like, "Oh my God, are you on that show?" And I was like, "Which show?" Like, what do you mean? And they were like, "Oh, the Beverly Hills one." I was like, "Oh yeah, I am." They were like, "We love that show." And they left. And I remember thinking that's crazy, because I've never been in a gas station and had people know who I was that way. Like I had small amounts of it from Knott's Landing.
Yeah. Usually older women. Yeah. And it was like 1 out of every like 25 people I would run into, 30 people to be like, "Hey, you're the kid from that show, right?" So that going to work the following Monday, I remember feeling like there's something going on here. And did you share it with the other castmates?
I did.
Did they notice it?
Yeah, I did. Everybody was noticing all these little things. And then we did grad night at Disneyland. And that was the moment when I like really knew this show is something big.
Like everybody was recognizing you.
It was all kids from school. It was grad night that Disneyland throws this thing every year. And it's all it's all the high school graduates. They close the whole park. So it's just them. And they have this massive thing. And we were on the Tomorrowland Terrace, the stage that comes up out of the ground. And it was, this is so going to date this story. Wilson Phillips was performing.
Hold on for one
Another
more
Bad
day.
Creation was performing. So we were down in the bowels of the stage. They brought us down in the tunnels because the stage comes up out of those. Wilson Phillips were up performing Hold On and all their hits. And I was like, "Oh my God." And then we're following them up. Like, this is insane. Like, what are we doing? And I heard you could hear the crowd up above screaming. So I assumed, they're doing another song. Like they're doing an encore.
Yeah.
Stage came down. We didn't think anything of it. So we had this stupid idea because we were kids of like, we'll hide on the stage. So when it comes up, Nobody will be on it. It'll be empty, you know? So we all like hid behind these things, these like foam blocks and shit that they had. And the stage came up and then we all kind of popped out and the crowd went fucking bonkers.
Huge crowd.
Packed. Thousands of kids and it was one of those situations where the moderator would ask you a question and as soon as you would start answering, they'd be screaming and you were like, I didn't even say anything yet. Like it was like the Beatles always talked about they stopped touring and doing shows because they couldn't hear themselves singing and performing anymore.
That is just incredible.
It was that. It was like crazy.
And so
we would do
yeah.
mall appearances and there would be thousands.
Did you ever do one with Tiffany?
No, never. No.
Or Debbie Gibson?
No.
No, it was bigger than that. It was
different. Yeah. It was, I mean, we knew all those people, but this was the time following like New Kids on the Block. So they were on the cover of every magazine, you always saw in the news, like girls screaming and, knocking over chain link fences and them running to their tour buses. And you saw like complete pandemonium. And then all of a sudden we were inside that world. And it was like, we would do mall appearances and there would be like tens of thousands of people in the mall and they would have to sneak us out in like laundry carts and weird shit
so
like that.
So girls would chase you.
Oh yeah. It was insane. It was crazy. Ian and I went to Spain season 2 or season 3 to promote the show because it was on there.
Big in Spain.
15,000 people in the airport. The network made the mistake of announcing we were coming in thinking, oh, we'll get some people at the airport. It'll be great news coverage. It'll
Not
be
good.
Fun. We get off the plane. The stewardess is telling us like, oh, you can't get off yet. Like there's something going on. We got to hold you on the plane for a minute. And Ian and I were like, oh, maybe there's a couple of photographers. We've been sleeping for 14 hours. So we're like doing our hair in the bathroom and, getting ready. And all of a sudden, all these police come on the plane. We're like, oh my God, what's going on?
They're going to escort you.
They usher us into this like back wood paneled room. And the room is packed with security and police and they're all speaking Spanish. So I have no idea what's going on, but you could tell that the mood was very like, there was a lot of dread in the air.
They were scared.
It did not feel good at all. And then I noticed a door at the opposite end of the room opened and there were 2 people that looked a lot like Ian and I that were ushered out the door. And then all of a sudden this door in front of us flies open and they bring us out. And we later found out that they had 2 doubles, like lookalikes, to send one way to get the crowd to shift a little bit. So then we could come out at this side and hopefully sneak through. There were so many people and it was so tightly packed that at one point Ian was like, dude, check this out. And I looked and he'd lift up his feet and it was so tightly packed. He was just like held in and moving with the crowd. And like, you didn't even have to walk.
So he was
just floating they were just compressed around him. Yeah, it was really insane.
Okay, so I just want to let you know that any success I've had in my life has never compared to anything remotely
Dude, no
close.
success I've ever had in my life compares to that.
You know what?
That's not, I don't, and I still don't. I don't, I still to this day don't feel like it had anything to do with me. I feel like the show was massive. So if it was anybody else in my place, that it would have been the same thing. It wasn't any one of us.
It was lightning in a bottle.
It was lightning in a bottle.
And let me tell you something. It's good to, at some point, like I knew when I was on a hit show, nothing as big as yours, but like I was like, if this is it, this could be very well the biggest thing I ever do, and that's great. I think some people try to, I got to top this. I got to do no, it's like, hey, accept that this is, for me, it was like, accept this is the biggest thing you'll probably ever do. And you might do a lot of other great stuff, but like, don't try to,
the one.
You know what I mean? Like, how lucky are you to get that experience?
When you came off the show though, were you like trying to like rebrand yourself and start something new? Like, because a lot of people come off of stuff and they're kind of salty with the success that they had and they feel like I want to
No.
I want to rebrand. I want to change my name. I want to grow my hair.
Yeah.
Like
I want to grow my hair out.
You had like the very specific
Yeah, I
thing.
wanna
So
grow
you were
my
like,
hair
yeah,
out.
eyebrows back. I'm
I-
going to have some stubble on my face.
I just
I'm growing the hair
felt-
out. I'm not going to wear a hat anymore. Like,
Yeah.
never again with suits, only sweats. Like, I'm going to go for it.
No, I think for me it was, I have played this for 7 years and I've done all I can. And I just wanted to break. Like I just felt like I want to do
Tired.
some comedy. I want to do what I want to do. I want to go direct my own little indie movie. I want to have a life. I want to see my friends. I just felt like I was done. I was supposed to do 6 years. I did 7 and I was done. Was there ever any concern or any thought that you wouldn't extend your contract? Because renegotiations had to be hell.
we did 10 years.
But
So
you only your contracts.
our contract was only for either 5 or 7.
Right. So they had to renegotiate.
They had to renegotiate.
Did you guys do as a cast? No. You wish.
No, fuck. I so wish.
I know. Tom wouldn't do it with me either. So it was separate and I had to wait till he was done.
I watched what the Friends cast did, and it's like, God, if we had done that, if we had all come together and been like, it's all or nothing, we could have done so fucking well.
Right.
Like never had to work again a day in our lives.
But when the
and
top,
that didn't happen. When the
when
top
the top
runs
do
the
that,
show and it's every man for himself,
then you're not going to get as much as you would.
you're just fucking hanging on at the end. You're like, how much is left? Like, I really want this. And they're like, no, we can't make this show for, if we're paying you that week. And you're like, God,
So everybody did it separately.
everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you resent any of them for a while for that?
No. But so when we went back and we did a reboot, like a 6-episode thing.
Yeah.
I very much in my mind was like, listen, we're going to go in to this with favored nations
Yeah.
all across the board. I was
Everybody
like,
gets the same.
because I know now what my quote is. Like I had worked nonstop since 90210. I've been doing all sorts of stuff. So I was like, my quote is really good.
Yeah.
So people that haven't worked so much, I'm going to bring them up to my level. Like let's do this and let's go for it. But it's still a bit of that every man for himself mentality, unfortunately, with our cast. And
Maybe it was because it was a bigger cast. How many leads were there really?
there were 8 in the beginning.
8, because Friends had
6.
Yeah,
right?
so it was kind of the same. They went
It
in
wasn't.
together.
Yeah. It
Maybe you
wasn't-
guys weren't all as tight as Friends were.
I think also Friends, they all worked together every episode. We
Separate
our own storylines.
Yeah.
So I had no idea what was going on with other people on the show or and I would happen to read a script or something and I go, oh my God, that's so cool. That's so great. What a great storyline. But because it was different, I don't think it bred that same sense of, we're all one unit. We're all working towards something. So let's band together and be friends through all of it.
Yeah, I remember going, oh, it's me, Tom, and Kristen. No, it's not.
Yeah, should have been.
Oh. Okay. Me and Tom?
No,
No.
should have
Fuck
been.
you, Welling.
Yeah, totally.
No.
It should have been.
I get it. Like he was.
I always say "fuck you, Welling" just when I look in the mirror in the morning, because it kind of gets me through the day.
you worked with Tom.
I did.
You did. How many episodes of Smallville
I only did
you do?
2.
You did 2. It
And
feels like more.
I only worked with him. Does it?
It feels like more because we went to the Smallville reunion. You were there in Chicago. It felt like everybody was like, they were excited because all the other work you've done.
I think so. That's the thing. Like there are a lot of people because the show was on for 10 seasons.
10 seasons.
And I was in season 9, I think, is when Metallo came in.
Yeah.
So there were a lot of people that were like, I'm not even up to your season yet. I was like, oh, so you have no idea who, and they see a picture and they go, ooh, that looks really cool. And I was like, do you want me to sign something? They were like, no. And then unfortunately they didn't put me anywhere near the room that you and Tom were in.
Yeah. What was that about?
It's your fucking convention. What do you mean?
I don't have any say. No, I thought it'd be cool if we were all in the one room.
All in one room.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe we could change that
I was
next year.
next to John Schneider.
Yeah.
I think it'd be fun if we all walked into our tables at the same time and it was like, hey, here we are. And then people could just round robin around the room 100%. And get everybody.
It always makes it better.
And then all the other spaces, you have all the other stuff. Have your food, have your concessions, have your stuff,
Smallville 2026 Nashville. It's not up yet, but get on that.
You guys have something else coming up.
A cruise.
Going
on a cruise next year.
Cruiseville.
Cruiseville. That'll be fun. We did the first one already. It was really fun.
I'm not a fan of cruises.
Dude, I'm going.
How many days?
I am on a cruise tomorrow.
Are you really?
I'm leaving on a cruise tomorrow. That's why I wanted to get.
How many days is the
7
Smallville
nights.
cruise?
The Smallville cruise, probably like 5 nights or 6 nights.
So it's a hefty cruise.
Yeah, but it's now that they've worked out a lot of the kinks, but it still was great. I think it's going to be a lot better next year. Smooth sailing.
And then the cruise that you're going on now, is it like a riverboat cruise?
No, this is a
like an
Mexico
ocean
cruise.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
For
it leaves
7
right out of
nights.
here at Long Beach.
Oh my God.
And my girlfriend and I are going, and I'm excited. I love cruising. I've only done it once, and I loved it. I loved it.
When we were doing the show, Fox would do all these like really crazy random promo trips where they would bring a bunch of people from their shows, and then you'd spend a couple hours doing promos like, hey, coming up next, don't go anywhere because the new episode of 21 Jump Street is coming up right here on, you do all those silly things. And so they did a Fox one, and it was myself, David Faustino from Married with Children.
Love David.
Tashina Arnold from Martin. It was a good sized group of us, and it was miserable. It was like a 5-day cruise. Everybody knew we were all on the ship, so we couldn't go anywhere. We were stuck in our rooms for 5. So we got to Mexico.
Oh my God.
And took hired a car service to drive back to Los Angeles because I didn't want to get back on the ship. I was like, no, I'm good. I'm done. Yeah, drove back.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's your experience.
That's my experience.
All right.
And then I actually just shot something on a cruise ship.
Didn't like that either.
That wasn't as bad.
I think you got to go for a vacation just for fun, for like 4 nights somewhere. Let me tell you how Mexico is.
Okay. Yeah.
On the cruise,
Yeah.
because I like it because you can.
Is it like a booze cruise? Like, are you just
I'm
like
not a
wasted the
big
whole
drinker.
time?
No. It's like, wake up. We're in port. We go to, we get an excursion. We're just going to be on the beach all day and go to shops, and then come back by 5, take a nap, wake up, have a nice dinner, then go to the gambling boat or the gambling casino and, get some late night pizza at the pizza joint. Just like, go to different ports and
Dude, the odds in those casinos though on the ships
I know.
are horrible.
Why do you think I'm going on another cruise? Because I lost gambling last time, and now it's a free trip.
I almost lost my house in Burbank because of that Fox cruise. It was horrific. Horrific.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. As the sun sets a little earlier and the seasons change, it's a good reminder to reach out and check in with those you care about and to remind ourselves that we are not alone. Call that friend you haven't talked to in a while or grab lunch with someone you've been missing. This November, BetterHelp is encouraging people to reconnect and to remember how powerful connection really is. BetterHelp therapists work according to a strict code of conduct and are fully qualified. A short questionnaire helps identify your needs and preferences. And if you're not happy with your match, switch to a different therapist at any time from our tailored recs. Trust me, it's that easy. If you don't like someone, there's no discomfort here. You'll just get a new therapist. With over 30,000 therapists worldwide, BetterHelp is one of the leading online therapy platforms, having served over 5 million people globally. This month, don't wait to reach out. Whether you're checking in on a friend or reaching out to a therapist yourself, BetterHelp makes it easier to take that first step. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/inside. That's betterhelp.com/inside. Dude, listen, all the things you've done so many things. It's like
I've done a lot of things.
You've done everything. It's like, quick question about soap operas, Knots Landing.
Yeah.
How many lines did you have to learn a day?
So that wasn't bad because that's not a daytime soap. Daytime soaps are different. Those are people are like 30 pages I have 30 pages of dialogue tomorrow. And it's like, what do you mean you have 30 pages of dialogue?
Yeah.
Like, how?
I dated a girl who was on there and she was like, go over this with me.
So did I.
You're doing all this tomorrow?
Yeah. So did I.
Who's yours?
Vanessa, who lives right up the street. My first son, Cassius, is that's his mom.
Maril?
Yeah, Marcel.
Marcel.
She was on General Hospital.
Yeah. So she had to go all these lines.
All these
Do you
lines.
get along with all your exes?
No.
You don't? Well, what about, like, I know you probably talk about it, but like, I just saw there was a thing with your first day, your son at school,
Yeah.
with you and Megan, and it
Yeah.
looked great.
Yeah. Yeah.
It
No,
wor-
Megan and I are great. Megan gets along with my fiance now, Charna, amazingly.
Why is it great?
Because we just co-parent well. We kind of stay out of each other's way. And I realized early on, like people separate for a reason.
Yeah.
Like it's
not uncommon.
We're not going to all of a sudden just be great friends as we're co-parenting. Like we stopped being together because we didn't get along as well as we did when we first did. So
Right.
let's take that expectation out of it and just like resign to the fact that, listen, I only care about the health and wellness of my kids. You're going to parent how you do. I'm going to parent how I do.
And you wish her the best, want her to be healthy and happy?
I wish her the best because she's the mother of 3 of my kids.
Yeah.
And also because I know her so well. I mean, we started dating. She was 18 years old. We were together for 15 years.
That's a
so I
long
know
time.
her really, really well.
Well, the fact that you're mature enough to put everything aside and say, and maybe you've been through it. You tried because you tried a lot to make it work and it didn't work eventually, which is, you gave it your all and it didn't work out. And so it's like, now we have these beautiful kids. Let's do what's best for them. But it seems like she's the same way.
I learned a lot from my previous relationship with Cash's mom. Like it was a very tumultuous separation because you have this thing in your head of like, you want to win, like you want to be the smarter of the two and you want to be acknowledged for that. And so you've got these unrealistic expectations and both of us did. So it was extremely tumultuous. So when Megan and I first started dating and then the kids were born, we really made a decision at the point when we separated of we can't keep this from affecting our kids, but it's up to us how it affects our kids. So it's going to, no matter what, like it sucks for kids when the parents separate and all that. And it's 2 houses and that, but
back and forth.
You either make it a great situation where they go, oh my God, we get 2 of everything now. This is unbelievable, or you make it like each side talking shit about the other parent. And all of a sudden,
there's none of that.
There's none of that. Never.
What a blessing.
Such a blessing.
What a blessing, because I still deal with it. My parents have been divorced for 20 something years.
It doesn't end.
And they still we'll talk shit here and there. I'm like, I don't need to hear it.
Right.
What are you doing?
Right.
Well, if this, I'm like, no.
Right.
Right.
You're the one that chose this other person. Like, leave me out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cash is 23 now. And so the last thing I want to do is have him deal with any sort of shit. So I honestly, I just stay as far away from that situation as I can.
Yeah.
With his mom and go, okay, we started something poorly that I don't think will ever fix itself. So let's just chalk it up to, it was a learning experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to ask, were you nervous doing the Masked Singer?
Super.
Because that's like live right there, all this stuff. I mean, I would be nervous as shit.
So really nervous because I am not a singer and I knew I was going to have to sing. So even though in your mind, you're like, yeah, but I'm wearing a costume. Nobody's going to know it's me. You still don't want to sound like crap.
What'd you sing?
I sung Get Down on It.
Get Down on It.
Yeah. And one of the Black Eyed Peas songs. Was it Let's Get It Started? I think it was.
Here.
Yeah.
That's not that easy to sing.
Well, rapping and singing, and then also doing choreography in this crazy 9-foot tall giraffe costume. It was a lot. But it was super fun. It's an incredible thing.
Yeah, because you did something else with them. You were a panelist.
I was a panelist on The Masked Dancer. They decided, hey, let's try this spinoff, which was way too hard. How are you possibly going to guess a celebrity based on their the way they dance.
Well, there's a couple. You could probably guess Corey Feldman.
Sure.
I love Corey. I bet you could. I bet you could. You know.
I bet you do. Yeah.
I bet you could do. That's about it. So the first episode I could do.
I could do one guest. One of them I'd know well. So they did these incredible clue packages. So that was kind of like that became the giveaway. But it took a while to figure it out. But we had cool people. Like we had Oscar De La Hoya, we had Ice-T. Like it was really, really, really cool. Brian McKnight. Like we had all these people. It was like, oh my God, how did we get these people? Because you're doing season 1 and you're like, we're not going to get any guests on this thing. There's no way anybody's going to want to do it. But like Brian McKnight was. He was
I believe I can fly. Is that Brian McKnight?
No, that's R. Kelly.
R. Kelly. Ooh, I shouldn't have sang that one.
But you sang it beautifully.
Let's take back that song.
Like you had honey in your voice that time. That was really, that was amazing.
McKnight? What's a good song with McKnight?
From Brian McKnight was him and Vanessa Williams did, they had one on the 90210 soundtrack, right?
Brian's going to do it.
But he never did Masked Singer because he was like, my voice is too familiar. And I know they're going to figure it out right away.
So you had a podcast, then you stopped doing the podcast, then you try to do a podcast again. iHeartRadio signed you to exclusive.
Yeah.
So what's the podcast and where is it at?
So it's
is it going to happen?
We're doing it.
You're doing it.
What do you mean? Is it going to?
It's
happen?
available.
We're on.
Okay,
we're on YouTube.
But but the way you're sounding is like,
yeah, sure. That's how I'm sounding because this is like my third podcast.
Oh,
it's, you know how it is. Like you kind of throw ideas out there and all of a sudden people listen, you go, hey, that's cool. Like that people actually care.
Yeah.
And then sometimes they just don't.
Sure.
And you're like, God, there's no rhyme or reason to why they do or they don't. The first one that I did, I ended up doing for almost 5 years with Derek Russell, who did the Smallville podcast. That's how I ended up. He reached out to me about the convention. And was like, hey, do you want to come do this one?
Yeah.
So he did the official podcast for Sarah Connor Chronicles that I was doing on Fox. And then he was also doing it on Smallville. So I ended up doing like 4 episodes of his podcast. And then he reached out and he was like, hey, we'll do our own podcast. And I was like, okay, it's a long time ago. What's it about? I don't know. That's cool. Let's do it. And so
just talk.
Yeah. So we did a podcast called With Bag, and it was, he lives in Mississippi. I live here. So we would just call each other on Skype and hit record as soon as the other person answered. And it was an hour. And we were talking about the new movies that were out, new people we'd met, new experiences we'd had.
You loved it.
And it was the greatest time ever because there was literally no rhyme or reason to it at all. There was no format. We had no guests. So we weren't researching. We weren't asking relevant questions. Like we didn't give a shit.
Right.
You're
just doing it.
It was just silly. And people liked it because they would listen to it driving to work and they would laugh along with us.
Yeah.
We did that for 5 years and then stopped doing that. And now I'm doing this one, Oldish with my fiance and Randy Spelling, Tori Spelling's younger brother. He's been a life coach for 18 years now.
So it's about Portland. Life and sort of navigating.
It's about being oldish.
Being
it's
kind.
About being responsible and all of it. Yeah.
And you love it.
I love it. And we do, it's all video.
It's iHeartRadio?
Nice. Well, no. So our first season we were on iHeart, but iHeart is audio only.
Right.
So then we were like, we really wanted video. So now we independently produce it ourselves.
That's great.
Yeah.
And you still love it?
I love it. Yeah. It's fun. It's a good time. And we have our guests you know how it is. Your guests all of a sudden start exceeding even what your numbers are and how well you think it's doing. You start hearing from people and you go, get the fuck out of here. Like we just have unbelievable people now reaching out to us, like professionals in health and wellness and all these spaces. We just had John Edward on our show.
I had him on mine.
He reached out to us and he's got the book and we were like, get the fuck out of here.
Dude,
John Edward is good.
He was fun.
And he was great.
Yeah.
And then we also had, his writing partner, Bob, on also. So we had a separate one with him talking about the book that they have that just came out.
Yeah. So you're learning a lot while you're doing it. It's not just, you're not just talking. You're like, that's how I feel about like talking to guests and see how they navigate. Like, it helps me. I know it helps people listening. It's like, we talk about mental health. Speaking of which, did you ever go through anxiety or depression?
I went through I went through my 20s from 17 to 27 on the show. So it was a mixed bag of emotions. Yeah, it's that's kind of the time in life where like you're the most critical and you're kind of growing,
Vulnerable.
You're figuring out who you are and what feels good and what doesn't, and if you have confidence or not. And it was just like my confidence took a nosedive for a few years for sure.
Yeah.
Because there were so many people watching and then so many people criticizing and so many people having ideas. And I took them all to heart. And all of a sudden I was afraid to look a barista in the eye at Starbucks because I thought, oh, they're going to be judging me as soon as I walk up to the counter.
Really? You were insecure?
Super insecure.
And what'd you do to get out of that?
So funny enough, Megan helped me out a lot with that. When I first started dating her, she was 18. She was doing Hope and Faith in New York, this show with Kelly Ripa and Faith Ford. And she would just we'd go out places and she was constantly like, what are you doing? Why do you care? Who cares? Don't worry about what they think. And so then it got me in this habit of not caring so much and not being as affected by it. And then you know how it is. Like once you start new things, then those become your new habits. And then once I started like really getting into therapy and kind of working on stuff, then I became addicted to being a better human being and having a better sense of what's around me. The show has really helped because it's great to hear things where you go, okay, I've felt that way. So now what you just said justifies the way I feel and the way I act and perform in life. So it's just all about finding those like-minded people and surrounding yourself by them, because then learning isn't a chore. Learning is like, oh, it's so nice.
Yeah.
It's refreshing to be around a bunch of people that kind of look and think like you.
Well, I wish it didn't take so long for me. I'm glad, it finally dawned on me by my mid 40s and, not necessarily how to treat people like that wasn't, but it was more about
how to treat yourself,
along with that. But those that are listening, it's like you have a chance at a younger age to start changing your habits, your bad habits now before, you end up 45, 50 and going, oh man, and having regrets and all these things. So, that's why I talk about how important it is to surround yourself with good people, with kind people, not people that want something from you, but people that genuinely care about you.
Yeah. That
are there for the tough times. Because when I used to throw all those big parties, and sometimes I still do, it's like, oh, and this show's hot. And this is, it's those folks that are there when that's not happening. It's the dark side. It's when you're going to a treatment center for 30 days and they're like worried about you. And
it's the people that just text every once in a while just to be like, hey, just thinking about you. Hoping you're okay.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
That aren't reaching out with any expectation or any need.
No,
they just want you to know you're on my mind. Yeah. I love you. I hope you're well. And then, and then you reconnect with people. But I love those relationships because those are the ones that they just pick up where they left off.
Yeah.
You don't have that feeling of like, God, I haven't talked to you for 6 months.
I don't know what to say to those people.
Right.
I don't know what to.
We're two totally different people now. It's like, no, and I've only got a couple real friends in my life that I've got that with. Like we'll go for half a year sometimes just because we're busy and there's stuff.
And then all of a sudden you'll see them and it's like,
and
hey, dude.
You pick up where you left off. Oh my God. So yeah, what's happening with that? But and you're right away finishing each other's sentences and you have the same sense of humor and the same things and the same loves and the same appreciations. And I love those relationships. So whenever I meet somebody that I have that with now, I really cherish that and work really hard to nurture that because I want to keep that going. Like that is
absolutely.
I had the same experience later on in life, mid 40s, when I started like really having this moment, this period of like, okay, I'm going to turn it around. I'm the common like I'm the common denominator in all of these issues with friends, with family, with things. Like I have to figure out what I'm responsible for, and then I need to change those things. It's easy to go into therapy and point fingers and go, oh, when I was a kid, I heard this and my friends at school said this. And so that's why I do all these things. So it's like, okay, great. You do all those things. Now, what are you going to do to stop doing all those fucking things?
Yeah. Cause you're
like
right.
At what point are you going to stop pointing and go, okay, now I'm the one that is left after all of this. So I want to undo all of this. I want to stop doing these things. I want to be a healthier person to be around. I want to be a better influence to people.
It's almost like I feel like I could see certain things, bad habits that people get into. I'm a very good judge of character.
Sure.
And I'm really good at, I think I'm really good at helping people and trying to, but a lot of times I don't take care of myself and I let things go and I don't worry so much about me. And, I don't want to just focus on me, but like it's important to focus on yourself.
You know what's incredibly helpful though? Even in listening to you speak right now, that you do so much good for other people to watch and listen to when you are focused on yourself, when you're talking about like what you do, what you want to be better at, and what you don't do as well as you want, people relate to it. Yeah. And that becomes the thing where they go, God, if Michael has problems talking to people and
I get
putting himself
nervous.
third and fourth instead of first.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't feel like I'm such an oddball doing these things.
Oh, I feel like if people knew what was going into my head, and someone who actually does have ADHD and someone who's, was crippled with anxiety growing up and wasn't even aware of it. Mm-hmm. The things that go on in my head just to get through moments sometimes, I'm just like, why are you thinking about all these things? And so it's really good to talk to people. It's really good for people
to know those things.
Yeah, I know. I try to tell. It's never easy. You're not looking at somebody who's fixed.
No.
It's something that will just.
You'll never be fixed. No, not if you're healthy.
It's a work in progress, and that's
Dude,
all.
If you're healthy, like I am, I always say to people that look up to a monk, it's like this guy. If you change the perspective on it, instead of like, oh my God, they're so well developed. They're living, on a mountain by themselves, not speaking to people and cleaning the floor every morning. And, they have all these things.
But they're disconnected.
Right. If you change the perspective and instead of going, oh my God, that's something I'll never reach, realizing like, no, this person honestly got to a point in their life where they felt like I need to live this way to be the person that I want to be. Then you start going, oh, okay, so it's just choices that you make. Oh, I have to make a choice of like, oh, I'm going to stop going to all of these house parties with people that I don't know. And I'm going to stop surrounding myself with 500 acquaintances. And instead I'm going to, really nurture these 5 friendships that I have. And I'm going to make those things more important. Yeah. Those are the same choices that a monk makes to live on top of a hill and shave their head. It's all relative.
Very wise. You're very wise for 52.
Thanks.
Very wise.
Dude, I've had a long go of it.
Dude, I love it. I could tell, and I love it. Hey, if you're loving Inside of You and you want to keep the show going, I encourage you to check out our community at patreon.com/insideofyou. When you join, you get access to bonus episodes, early sneak peeks, and a real spot in our Inside of You community. It's really awesome. We're talking episode discussions, exclusive Q&As, even a chance to help shape new segments on the show. Plus, if you're all in, you'll get shout outs and some special care packages sent your way from yours truly with little notes that I personalize. And most importantly, your support. It makes a huge difference. So join the community and let's keep this thing going together. This is called Shit Talking with Brian Austin Green.
Awesome.
This is rapid fire. These
cool.
are my patrons. Go to patreon.com/insideofyou. They get to ask questions and support the podcast. Nico P, if your kids had to describe you in 3 words, what do you hope they'd say?
Ooh, loving, compassionate, and fun.
I could see that. Jessica B, what's your guilty pleasure?
My guilty pleasure is ice cream.
Raj, tell me alternate 2 or 3 name combos you consider if thrown back in time to the moment you were joining SAG.
Oh, because people know the story of that Austin isn't actually my middle name. It was just Brian.
Oh, is that what it is?
It's just Brian Green.
Oh.
Yeah. So my parents came up with Austin.
Other combos?
So it doesn't really answer the question, but one of the names that we kicked around for a minute was Brian Peter Green, because my mom's dad, his name was Peter, and I never met him. And it sounded great until you realize that it was Brian P. Green if we just used the initial. It's like, yeah, that doesn't work so well. That's not so hot.
Linda M., what have you learned about yourself in the past year?
That growth is hard, but can be incredibly exhilarating, incredibly fun.
Leanne, you met at the Salute to Smallville, the Smallville Con. I mentioned how much I love Shannen Doherty. Would you mind sharing a favorite memory you have with her?
She used to dance with me and my friends in my dressing room when we had time off, which we had a lot of. And she was super fun. She was just an incredible heart. And she was so loyal to people that were friends of hers and that were loyal with her. She was just an amazing human being.
Yeah. I mean, did that just crush you when she passed?
It was...
Or was something you were expecting too, because it was, over the time was getting
so
worse?
She passed and Luke passed, but in very different ways. Luke had a stroke. That was a really tough one because I had seen Luke not even a week before then. And we'd had lunch and he was Luke. He was the same exact person that I've
just
known
one
my whole
day
life.
gone.
And all of a sudden I got a call and it was like, hey, he's in the hospital. He had a stroke last night. And then, 2 days later, yeah, he didn't make it. It's like, what? You're kidding, right? I'm being like punked right now. This doesn't make any sense. Shannen had stage 4 for a long time.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't in the front of my mind, but there was always that thing in the back of my mind of appreciate all of these moments because you don't know how many more you're going to get. So
yeah,
just enjoy all of this time that's left. It's shitty when you lose people at the age we are now, because like, I know I'm going to lose people that I love in my life. That's inevitable, but you don't think you're going to lose them this early on.
Yeah.
So when you do, you're like, God, I never saw that coming. And it like smacks me in the face of my age. And I'm at that age. Like we're at that age, we're in our 50s, which is crazy because I don't feel like I'm in my 50s.
I do.
Do you? Well, you don't look like it. So good for you.
Sometimes I do.
I do when I get up in the morning and I get up
I'm
out of bed
arthritic.
and my knees hurt and I'm stretching and it's like,
Oh.
God, I can barely move right now, let alone stretch.
Do you notice your 50s that it's time where like when you get up and you're walking to the door, you look if there's something in your way.
Yes.
When you were younger, you didn't really care.
Yes.
You'll just deal with it if you fall. Now I'm like looking, where's everything? I might trip over that. I'm going to.
So what's really funny about that is my fiance now, she's a dancer, but she's really getting into acting. And she was just in this off-Broadway play with Paige Davis called Pen Pals. And it's this great 2-person show and they're pen pals and they age from 14 years old to 70s.
Right.
So they have the whole story. And so Shannen and I are constantly talking about character ideas and things to do. And I said to her, I wouldn't say that when you're older, you move slower, but you move more deliberately. And I find myself doing that. Like when I'm walking up and down stairs, I'm thinking more about where my foot's going, because I do dumb shit otherwise. Like I'll kick a step and like break my toe easily. And it's like, what the fuck is wrong with me? Why am I doing this now? And it's because I'm not the young kid anymore. Like, and I'm way more fragile. And when I hit myself, it hurts way more than it did when I was younger. Like I'll run into doorways with my shoulder or something. I'll be like, oh my God.
This comedian goes, they say 20 is the new, or 30 is the new 20. They say 40 is the new 30. But when you 50, You just damn 50. Ain't nothing new about that
Yeah.
shit. You
Yeah,
just damn 50.
it's
The only
true.
difference is you got to grab that handle when you go up the stairs. You gotta take a,
It's true. I always make sure. Yeah. Everything is deliberate
Damn.
now. Yeah.
I know, it's true.
It's all deliberate.
What else is going on in your life right now that you want to promote or anything? You're always doing so many things. It's like I could have talked about so many things.
Like I just did a really cool film in Spain.
What's it called?
It's called Abominable. We're in post now on it. It was really, really fun. We shot in the mountains of Spain. I was by myself.
Wow.
Very little dialogue. It reminded me a lot of, remember that movie Quest for Fire?
Yeah.
So it's just like the journey of a man. And it's for the audience watching, they're like, why am I following? What is happening? What's going on?
Apropos.
Why are they doing this? So it was super fun to shoot. We're in post-production now. I was just in Spain for San Diego Comic-Con. They branched out. And so they're in Malaga now. This was the first year. So it's San Diego Comic-Con, Malaga.
Wow.
And it was really, really cool.
That's great.
We showed a teaser trailer, did a panel.
They loved it.
Yeah, people have been loving it. So
that's great.
You never know, you know.
I love it. What's your handle?
Brian Austin Green.
Brian Austin Green.
Very simple. It was for a while, aren't you that guy? Underscores between each one because everybody would go, wait, aren't you that guy? But
yeah,
then,
I get that.
But then
I
someone I was dating was like, you can't. That's so hard to find.
I get those things. There's like,
yeah,
you're not Michael Rosenbaum.
Wait a minute.
I'm like,
are you who
really?
I think you are? And I always have that moment with someone of like, who do you think I am?
Who do you
want me to be?
Yeah, who do you want me to be?
Because 9 times out of 10, I am not that person.
Yeah, I'm not that person either.
No, I'm not. Sorry.
Dude, thanks for being here. This is awesome. Thanks, Brian. I loved it. I hope you enjoyed your time here too. We'll have to have you back sometime, but thanks. Yeah, that was great. Okay, let's get into it. Let's get into what should we get into? I guess the top tier patrons. These are the folks that give back. If you want to join Patreon, patreon.com/inside of you. There's so many perks. You could be on the show on one tier. You get packages sent by me. Having a big Zoom with the How Deep Is Your Love tier and the top tier. So there's just so many things, and you're supporting this podcast, and I appreciate it. So here are the names in no particular order. I love you all. And here we go. Nancy D, Little Lisa, Yukiko, Brian H. Yukiko, I sent you the new box. I hope you get it because I have to send it to Japan again because it didn't get to you. Brian H, Nico P. Nico, I'm so proud of Zach. So excited for him. Rob I. Jason W, Sophie M, Raj C, Stacy L, Jamal F, Janelle B, Mike, Eldon Supremo, 99 more, Santiago M, Santi.
Kendrick F, Belinda N, Dave H.
Dave Hall. I'll see Dave Hall from Liverpool.
Brad D, Ray H, Tabitha T, Tom N, Talia M, David G, Betsy D, Rhiannon C, Michelle A.
Jeremy C, Mr. Melsky, Eugene R, Monica T, Mel S, Eric H, Oracle, Amanda R, Kevin E, Jammin J, Leanne J, Luna R, Jules M, Jessica B, Frank B, Jen Tuchterman, Randy S, Claudia, Rachel D, Nick W, Stephanie and Evan.
Stephen.
Yes, Charlene A, Don G, Jenny B76, NG Tracy, Keith B, Heather and Greg.
Rather.
Ellie K, Ben B, Pierre C, Sultan. Dave T, Brian B, T-Paw. Can I get some T-Paw? Gary F, Jackie, Justice, Ritzel Pitzel, Benjamin R, Other Brother Daryl, Ivan G, Mark S. I can't do this podcast without you. I hope you continue to support the podcast as best you can. And I really love you. And from the Hollywood Hills in Hollywood, California, I'm Michael Rosenbaum.
I'm Ryan Tiz. I'm not bored. I'm here present.
Okay. He's here. A little wave to the camera, as always, kind of tradition. Hey, thanks again. I hope you have a wonderful week, and tune in next week or tune in whenever you want. I'll be here. There's so many episodes. You can just listen to me if you really want, whenever you want. All right. Be good to yourself. See ya.